Welcome. In this video I'm going to be replacing the rubber feet on this mid-2012 MacBook Pro, and these are the rubber feet I'll be using. And if you find this video helpful and you want to purchase some of these, I'll put a link to them in the description on Amazon. And if you use that link, it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So from what I understand, you can just place these on as is, like right now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bottom off. That way I can clean inside of it and make sure the feet are lined up properly. Let me pull these out real quick. So this came with 4. I'll only use 2. So here are the feet. You can see the bottom, they have this adhesive here, and there's a little like indexing pin, so they're rotated the right direction. So let me get the back off here. I'll be using the Strabito toolkit, and this was sent to me by Strabito for a previous video, but they have no association with this video. So I'll get my screwdriver handle, and I'm going to get a 2/0 or a 200 Phillips screwdriver bit. Put that in there. Now I've shut down the computer. You also want to make sure you have a current backup. That's good advice anyway, but especially when you're cracking into a computer, if something goes bad and you can't get it running again, you at least want to have your data. So it is risky anytime you go on a computer. This is probably lower risk than a lot of, say, upgrades and things. So if you haven't taken one of these apart, you want to make sure the screwdriver is perpendicular to the screw. So this is up and down to the table, but the screw's at a little bit of an angle. So we want it perpendicular to the head of the screw, or in line with the screw itself, I guess I should say. And sometimes you have to press down pretty hard to crack these loose. So I'm going to put downward force and then I'll turn it. Now these have already been taken out before. Then when I take all these out, I'm going to set the screw next to where it goes in the case. And there are a couple different kinds of screws here, so you don't want to throw them all in a pile. Okay, so I'll pull this off. So we can see the inside there. Now there's some kind of gunk around here. There are a number of ways to clean that. Isopropyl alcohol is probably a great option, so I'll be using that. I have some in a little spray bottle, so I'll just spray it on a paper towel. And then I'll try and clean this the best I can. It actually cleaned up a little easier than I thought it would. So I'll set that aside to dry for a minute. Now while I'm in here, I'm going to clean this off real quick. I'm going to pull these screws from the back out of the way, keeping them in order obviously. And I'm using this Atengis rechargeable compressed air duster, and this was also provided to me by the manufacturer. So the fan here has a lot of dust in it. I don't really want to spin that up with this. I'll take this plastic pry tool and I'll stick it in there so it doesn't spin. And again, I shut this off. So now I can clean this dust out. And typically I'll actually go outside or in my garage to do this. But for video's sake, I'll just make a mess on my desk. Okay, so I got that cleaned off. Now I want to put the feet on, so I'll peel one of these off. Like so. Now hopefully I can do this. It's a little tricky keeping everything in focus while I'm using both hands. I want to line up that little nub with that hole and also center it at the same time. So I'll just get that one corner lined up. Press that into place. See if that peels off there easy. And I'm pressing from the bottom side. Doesn't seem to be peeling off. Now with a lot of these adhesives, and I'm guessing this is probably the same, is that it will get its full bond strength after a day or two. Now I'll get the second one off. Line that up down here. And that little dot doesn't really seem to line up perfectly with the hole. So I'm not exactly sure what that's for. Okay, so it looks like I have that on there now. And I just noticed I'll dust this off real quick. And I'll replace all of these screws. Little tip for putting these screws in. Make sure, again, you have them in line with the hole. You don't want to cross thread them. The way I prevent that is when I put them in, I'll turn it backwards until I feel a click. That way you know the thread's lined up. And then I'll tighten it down. So I'll get them all started, then I'll go back and finish tightening them all. Okay, have all the screws in. Now it's ready to go. So those missing feet were scratching any surface they were sitting on. Also, you have holes in the bottom that debris can get into. So this was a quick, easy fix. And I don't know that you absolutely would need to take this apart, but I wanted to dust the inside anyway. So if you don't have anything else to do on the inside, I think you probably just stick those on. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. Thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.